Welcome back to the IHSN Roundtable, live from El Rey. Thank you for joining us. Alongside Kevin Akers and Rick Keaton, I'm Ben Garrett, and also joining us now, the Oneida Middle School Indian head coach, Jason Terry. Jason, again, and we just saw you last week, but a phenomenal season that your guys are having so far, and you're just keeping it going so far.
It's going the way we want it right now. Big test this week. We'll try to keep it rolling, but so far the kids have bought in, and it's going well.
I need to ask you, I need to interject right here. I'm going to. Just how many times did you get hit in the side of the head with a football last week?
2 in the same day.
You've
heard the story.
I've heard the story. I sure have, there. And you're still able to come back and join us on the round table.
Yeah.
On purpose. Was it on purpose?
I'm not sure yet. One of them I know was an accident. The first one is iffy. So
I mean, drilled twice in the same practice.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, what I wanted to ask you about was last week against Oliver Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all win that game 27-8. They scored with 5 seconds left to go.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, everybody knows there's 8-minute quarters in middle school. That's 32 minutes. Offensively, y'all only had the ball a little over 5 minutes of that ball game. Just explain a little bit about that, of who your offensive key players are and how good they are and how quick you can score. You're just a threat to score at any play during the game.
Yeah, I think we had the ball, if I'm correct, 5 minutes and 16 seconds the other night. So we try to – I tell my kids, every play I want to score that play. So we have a multiple of athletes out there and a great offensive line going right now. So we can strike early and often if need be. Just to mention a few, and I hate doing that because I leave so many good kids out. But to start with the offensive line, they've been phenomenal this year. I told you a couple weeks ago that was maybe a spot that I wasn't so sure about in the beginning. They've worked their tails off. They come to work every day, and we've dominated some pretty good football teams up front. Now, at the skill position, the list goes on and on. You got both the Hill boys playing wide receiver. Ruger Rest has really stepped up this year at the wide receiver spot. You got Xander Lau and Cole Meredith, A.J. Harper at the running backs, and then Kenny McDowell's been a fixture with us for 3 years learning, and he's finally got his chance to shine this year. So, and again, I've left people out, but we got a good group right now.
Well, tell us a little bit about your kicker. I know there's something in middle school – that is something you do not get to see that often in middle school. You got a great kicker.
We have an outstanding kicker. Miles Laxton. Talked to Miles last year. He was a kid roaming the halls, played soccer. Everybody that knows me knows I like to kick the football. So talked to Miles. I said, come out and give it a shot. He had a great season last year. This year, stronger, faster, and he is booting the ball well. I know, Kevin, you've seen that a lot of our opponents start inside the 20-yard line, and that's because Miles is kicking it to 10, sometimes the 5-yard line.
I think he had one go in the end zone earlier.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. So that's a weapon, like you said. Not only can he kick it far, he can kick it where I tell him to, and that's huge in junior high a lot. A lot of teams will put their best player on a certain side. We try to kick away from them. So he can directional kick it, and don't quote me on this, but I think he's 16 out of 20 this year in extra points. A couple of those were our fault. Kid didn't get on the field where he was supposed to be. Maybe a lineman missed a block there. So we're almost to giving it extra points and still waiting for that chance to try that field goal that he's wanting to so bad. So, but he's got
some pretty good range.
He does. Last Wednesday on our pregame, he kicked a 40-yarder. So in junior high, that's pretty good in my opinion.
That's good in a lot of high schools.
Yeah.
But you got a big game coming up this week with Cherokee.
Yes, very big game. Cherokee, they're outstanding, well-coached. Coach Sieber, we're good friends. We've talked 2 or 3 times already this week, but they are well-coached. Told me he had 65 kids on the roster, so they're big, they're strong, they're fast, they're well-coached, and they do what they do, and they do it well.
Now, some people may not be familiar with Cherokee. Basically, that's Kingston.
It is. It's Kingston's feeder school, so yes.
So I'm not sure everybody knows that. I work in Kingston. So, yeah, I hear the talk all the time.
So don't tell him anything. He's going to take it back to him.
I got you.
No, I wouldn't either. I tell him something different.
Anybody that knows me knows we're going to do what we do. you've been around a lot. I don't have a lot of gadget plays or tricks or this, that, and the other. We have a philosophy. We kind of stick to it, and we either execute and we're better than you, or we're not. So it is what it is.
Now, one thing I would like to ask you. Now, Tim Smith has told me this right when you first got into coaching, that your playbook was actually drawn up from PlayStation. Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Actually, it wasn't. I know where his playbook came from. He was a JV coach at Scott High, calling the offensive plays in JV games. I mean, and done quite well because he loves offense, and that's what he wanted to be, was a play caller. And he done an excellent job at the high school level doing that for the JV team. So, that's, Jason was a Scott High quarterback, Scott High coach, everything. And so, I mean, I've known him almost as long as, I have known him since he was born. So, I've known him a long time, man.
But I make no bones about it. You have certain philosophies. I'm a pro-I guy. I mean, that's just who I am. And I work for two of the best, in my opinion, in Bill Hall and Gary Sexton. So took a lot of their playbook and kind of intertwined it to my own, and a lot of the terminologies and philosophies that you've seen come from those two guys. So that's kind of what we do.
I got to ask you, Derek Boshears was just telling me this 5 minutes ago. Is it true that you've got the longest touchdown pass in Sky High history?
Unless it's got broken and I don't know about it, yes,
and
that's correct.
It was how many yards?
97.
Real, to who?
Jason Sexton. He was from Norma, 1991.
Okay. Well, you're older than I thought you were.
So I was a senior the 91-92 school year, graduated in 92. So I don't think it has been broken. I kind of it was kind of a running joke when Coach Hall was the head coach and I worked for him. He couldn't throw it inside the 3-yard line because that was my record and I was keeping it. Now it's not the longest play from scrimmage, I can tell you that.
It's 99 yards the longest play from scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think unless it's changed, Jordan Jeffers has that.
So, and Rick, you would have been calling that game in 91, so you would remember. You can hold him honest here. Is he telling the truth? Because with Jason Terry, you never know.
He called it 91, but he can't remember it.
I think that he is very accurate.
So that would have been a Robert Wright play call?
It was.
Did he dial it up, or did you just kind of
No,
improvise?
it was basically a tight end hot pass. We were inside the 3, he spread the defense out, ran a little tight end hot, hit Jason. And there was a time there about the 50-yard line, I was launching him from the ground, that he got tripped up a little bit, and he almost went down. He stumbled. Kid reached out and grabbed his ankles, but he hung on and got to the end zone. So,
all right, Jason Terry, Oneida football. Good luck Thursday night.
Appreciate you guys.
Can keep it rolling.
Thank you. Appreciate
it.
We'll take another break. When we come back, we're going to slide our First National Bank players of the game from Friday night in.